Down here in Cork today, you must be exhausted at this stage, do you?
Not really, no. It's a good complaint, really, you know. So it's the games you want to be playing in. I mean, you train all year to play in a club final, and you know we're training now since the start of the year to play Cork here, and it's a big game for us here in the league today. And I suppose the winners of this, you know, will set themselves up for a tilt to the semi-final, and it's a huge game for us and a test. I mean, Cork are in a development side as well, like ourselves, so I don't expect there'll be much in it.
Cork have their 2 wins under the belts. You have the 1 win and the 1 loss. Last time out against Tip, losing, but were you taken with the performance?
Yeah, we'd be well pleased with the performance, but I mean, it was a pity we didn't get a point or 2 points out of it. It was probably nip and tuck there towards the finish. But I mean, Cork have been going very well, and it's going to be a big test for us, and that's our full focus for today, you know.
Bearing in mind the Kilkennys of this world still out on their own, I suppose. Tipperary slipping slightly, but obviously it's early seasons. Do you think that today could be an opportunity for both Cork and Galway to be laying down the marker as to who might be following on the heels of Kilkenny and Tip?
Well, absolutely, yeah. I mean, Kilkenny would be stronger, more physical, and you know they've been playing together for a long time now. And Tipperary, I suppose, without the threat of Lark Corbett and maybe Owen Kelly got injured there last Sunday, you know, mightn't be as potent as other years, but they've a lot of other fine hurls as well. But ourselves in Cork would be, you know, we're looking to step up, that's for sure, and that's the big test today, really. And I suppose both sets of management teams will know better after this evening how we're fixed.
I was disappointed because I hate losing Ben, a player I've known off that time for, and I was involved with him before as well, and his experience was vital to us, we felt. But you know, he made a decision himself, and we have to respect that. He was a great player, gave great service to Cork, and he owes nothing to anybody, and he was very definite about it, so I had no problem with that, in fairness to him.
Did it impact on the panel? Because in fairness, a couple of the other lads have been there since '99 as well. Are you kind of maybe looking at 1 or 2 fellas and saying, I wonder, are they going to go too?
Well, there's always that chance, I suppose, but they were disappointed, to be honest. The whole panel were. He was a player that they held in the highest respect, and as I said, he was a fantastic servant for Cork and a brilliant player, so they're bound to feel his loss a bit, but it's up to the other players now to step forward. We've a lot of young players in the panel, and it'll be a chance for them as well. I suppose one door closes, another one opens.
You must be thrilled with the way the team has played. 2 games played, 2 games won, but is today a step up in class?
I suppose we've had 2 tough games. Dublin were very good last Sunday. We were probably lucky to win. I think, in fairness, a draw would probably have been a fair result on the day, but having said that, we're delighted to get the win, and it sets us up nicely for today's game.
You're giving young fellas a chance again today. Really interesting last week, Jimmy, in Dublin, that the game changed when you made those changes. Is that the way that the future is going to lie for Cork, these young players coming through now?
Well, I hope so, and that's what we set out to do. We built a panel during the league to see if these players could make the step up to inter-county hurling, and so far so good. They were very good last Sunday when they came in, and we hope that if they're needed again today, we've Damien Callahan coming in full back now today, which is a big test for Damien, and he's a very promising player as well. So situation like that's where we want to get to.
Can I just ask you finally on Damien, there's obviously he's a footballer as well. Is there going to be an issue at all between yourself and Conor Coonan as regards who he plays for?
Well, I don't know, I hope not. Well, I don't think he's in the football panel at the moment. He's in our panel certainly, and had a great under-21 campaign last year, and we're very hopeful that he can make the step up, but today's a big test for him, and I'm looking forward to see how he does there today.
Donald mar ear lán chuli an Churcaí and like go méid gur be Damien Callahan and Fragra.
Uchtraní hí híine agus tiltte go maithige as na blianta fadatha caite leis na Pelidóí agus leis na Hamánathaige. Chiad roiir a gúlaige Patrick Horgan for sé. Sair. Could a Harris Drastánaige.
Níos feithir clár scór.
Nis seolta ó díring anna chailtear fad an son sin Sean go helpín agus go leor am aige fiochan cétha glúiseach leistigh smachta go hálan ge Paddy O'Sullivan siúgurí Horgan an sa point an sa de Chorca go ba ní ha well bhí sé ceartta ge point aáil tríos cúpla pass anna Yasin Lurcán McLaughlin siúgurí Gardner sucra síos réisúnta má Gardner seanna gháilir fadan san éir ge cálan stóilim Chuiristeach go tappa ige agus nach álaigid pointe sin again Verno agus Brogamora alíon na nufaige.
Sure, Brogamora, you know, but you know, tá feisio ige mat le nútán chandam le ring far blianta agus dima sé le Corcaigh fé héan agus you know, tá na skillnige agus tá sé ord agus ag goirí níos láidre in aigen lé. Cheers, agus fine pucks there, but you know, sin rudí profisiúnta tá go leis an immert.
Seachon ní heúnig méidir go breil láimh a chéile mór bar. Harréan nó deile. Tá fód ábhrí ní sa bhar an trosaige agus an puc sleasa ní sa bhar dá réir. Náir le Callahan, brist nós go fad le Gardner a gceach obair bhaige Cooney an son. Siúgurí héad agus siúráilta glán geisiad pointe On Veras Mo Tahis Tigakog said Deddy here, Huynum Digahog Shutter, Achta score, Clara Heko.
Yeah, chance Corky better Glana, you know, Fuster all Timper and Aknor took a pass him after Damien Hayes, well, you know, the Vulcan Lloyd Douglas on a happy game.
Puck on the Schlassa, Cronin and Trusson, and Butch and Noser Hown, Ergel Moore again. Niall Burke. Hogan saw, Schultes Dachat Zone, a goalie Gashin, Agus will Bratban a hard a stick. Agus I facht again. Reached Gulor am a Gashud, Varka Hogan, Tigus the Corky began in his Hrine, Street number Han a Galadigan saw, Agus cheeking the 20 reached.
Well, Thomas again didn't show Catalan Innovation Lee Road, no line change, Agus to Richard on Lee Road, Agus a Maka to have Cleanson, Agus, Quig, new marching there, Quig made a no Quig made a mark. Kimi on Ruher on Son, Agus Tagan Fergal Moore, Agus David Collins Rasher, Shin size slap topic on Sonny, David Collins, you know, Fjord on Son, but some agreements in Fergal Moore, Agus Takta Rashin, but taken on Ivakan or Tory Lesson Real Marv.
Horgan and Ish, near Hart, good Shasha in Door Rovorer. Vart Dienta.
In Echo Lesson Bullis Sershin of what the Corky Gigan on son.
Martin Tan Vart Dienta to get Patrick Horgan. Shin Cookie to get Horgan in it.
Neil Tasha Manavik, Burton Ali and Sonny Dull in Iga Kela, but you know, go with Corky Dana just galore, con couple of score dialogue Tashin, but Niche Dig Buller, Roy Grow, Lider.
Shakari call in the reached. Well, now the refs under the Dalad near the scoop shed and turn about the Squid to Harris again, Multor. Stachel Larsley, Marvin Paddy Sullivan. Galorsley inside, get Corky knocked in the tachter, Lewis Lasser. Ebrahag Hurling, get Corky and Hummer Scale, Drive Colin, Towntag and Devlina. Anna Wushacht.
Well, you know, Riven Cleanchin, Golana Clona, Jamie Cockton and Son, Agus Comanche, Lee Road and Son, Goodigo Crusher Starko, Connick, Paddy Sullivan, I talked and Son, Agus knocked and Donway, two director on Son, Agus Cinema, Agus Nirev, okay, talked to Stock and Chinmar, 1-2, the Paddy Sullivan, Agus Fain, Agus Anna Cool and Son.
Sha cool and Tarna Shachtness a Helig and Triu Shachtness a Helig down Finch, Tsikinige knocked in her Fadenish. John Gardner, Socrates Gamamar La Holy Lord, Bergamach Donlan Nutanian, Quirine Keston is the end here, Sonimmerma Osin and Galiv, Stachatro Patrick Horgan, Bert Horkoya Schlaunu, Paddy O'Sullivan, Ergene Cogs and Galivinish, Bergamunich and Coulson, Dushachtaster. Nish Gardner, Curvevru, Gomanson, the Getanian, Agus the Kalivik attacked Sir Danlin, lean to Dina Hadurti, Yannick and Versa, Operanova get Kahlan, Agus Brian Murphy Atra. Not a bit Kahlan of Locoiler, Jerry here, Shin, Ach, Desh Organson again, Galiv, Hole, Zesh, Scopo, Machanson, get Kahlan, Smachta, Hagadas, get Johnny Cohn, Hashasha Nisavarnish, Markhoher, Damien Hayes. Bert Fortumna, block on to Goodil and Son again, look on McLachlan. Force again, Irish, I hint, see you, Irich, their score, so Lushachta, of Arnicogs are dead here, Tanyana, or Harris, dress now, and Point again, Olive, Akadem, or Hanser Hool.
Well, Sir Donald Legdal, Gina Chinder Cruford, the Haka, Govoyak, Cool, and Son Acham, Honey Cousin Tory Corky, and Son just Calana Cork Brewer, and Son just a Vulture Tone, Brian Murphy, and Irvig Tasna, Clainish Trish, or Dubagani, or Vor Corky on Coolchin.
Shagas Penny there to my other Sir Donald being spread going on, and was being thrown down. Nish David Burke, Mark Lest, I know this point, Ellen sub before the Howard, Agus Shinana Fine to Erfad again, Verlar Park, Will rent the Huston Tory and a Gali Diru Stacher Park Cronin Nervin Shelvin Clitter, Agus Gaden Fenuna Bian Agus Couple.
Consonacht Dini Taktamak won't touch the Fogal Bertish Digonus Machine.
Martin, Niall Burke, Leshanirach, Agus Hakomavan is a var Eddie Johnson. Fair Oran Moore Mary.
Because Fanachtig.
Oh, sin smacht áling fada fadan ag Glennon. Chuir go dtí Tanyan isteach a láirslí sin an íle techt. Ní gríon leis beidir na súileach féinnig agus William Egan atartha a chur chorcaí ar nónsaí ríist. Úsáid bhaige líhan as a harpan sunnach ní cinúna geoch an gaiilehach an slétar agus tá sé gmeach leis an ruthir. Builte ge fear vanist na corna dirna cholí an faointe an bharróg.
Well, is on a money on Farshaw, agus tá Lewis Fui come agus Anna Skillige agus Niall O'Donoghue and Tony for a quick dulta trasta conne of our Colin ish agus Lihan on Colia hang to Macas and never put Nietzsche over the move.
Martin Niall Burke a reached agus Canela Corlestachige Harris Drasnan.
Come up lean to Cor an bar. Súlas an gisfud agus just go gratfud stachanáid ag an fuile hé.
Sin ceann anna as a rééis seolteach ge Burke sin cheadicíige os na puck na saoir inis agus in aóin na dro immer ar fada dhéon gaiileh níid cho fada san chun déirigh.
Cibhíd an sunna, just to be
Cercleor sin ceann deasaisteach an saoinis mar a bhfuil Glennon na stáilm. Chur siar an sa, scuilteach ge Niall Burke. Agus sin anna feintir fad an gaiile ge Burke agus tíirech mar a bhí tastáiliúthe pointe lua.
Is Cafará go bhór sin cuisa géascé comán nach ní a bhéon bhrú an san David Glennon an san a bhí sé chun pasa choramach ní a bhéine cheasa bhar Burke an écar agus a cúlín das agus sin tasach má don galibh don dala le. A Corkig níl golóir brú a chur an nóratá an líród ag le lína na galibhe.
Galibh ach snéin chéad ceann ó nummertige, cúking ar fad aimse tróna. Scuilteach ge Seán go helpín agus fachta cálan an sa tá na cosa gur Harran ó sin sábhailúntaach ar fad a ge scéile tannaistigh. Mach go láir na park a damnan inis Tom Kenny a dhéchant leis Bert mhór láidir Seán go techt. Hargan dí an stitar a hárdach.
Cíimiid san Brenner Burke agus anna fasan sin agus dámara go ó luchlanú na galbh bheitfáid súl go bhhaigh sé Damien Hayes an sinach fór sé bud hippardó loga AR2 agus nó a hitsear an talamh stocha go Corkig go bheith níos tena stocha ar na tosa bud Brenner Burke raigh si do cúlín dálan sa.
Well, Niall atá agus tá sin cúcin as a chéige Cameron dalamh láir na thuirgus an slitar gan an ghair don muintear chorcaí Rága méidir go nach Calais an sannach Declan Conley a chlána ar Rohanson Burke tarach go díon. Tianta go maithan ag Leáin mo Glaclan na saoilm go Seán go helpéin inis. Tianta go maith siúd an pass chur a bhearas go dtí Paddy Sullivan beag liú ceart agus do Corcaí má ghain siad pointe.
Well, sin an céad scór a Paddy Sullivan agus Seán croigh Seán go helpína rinne an rihan sanna taspáinse chu taí an sin
na láirslí Hogan nó Pedro Nella bhíanam.
Well, déine siad sin mar tá sé gomach chuig go but nó nach bhfuil tú gomach chuig an san cé fannach fir dul súsan é go nefh splach agus é bhetáil síos.
Pescella bíoh David Burke anna bhleáil go dó ge Gardner é de bhíar mátá go bhfuir Burke an stitar a ríist. Stachar í Niall Burke a ríist agus peint anna bhrá ar fadar fad. Och cínig ge Burke ráich an immertanis.
Yeah, well, sin ceann smartáil mar de fanna clisteún sin just a fór sé an bloc síos an sonnig John Gardner sin agus nó na hánig daid bócarí.
De bhearna inis still Danlan, stachal láirslí go dtí Cooney an son. Sin O'Neill agus Cahalán a córaach de chorca go fachta ge Glennon den gailibh builte fé dhéhanna sa gé ach tá an spruch aimsethe ar a hun son a ge Glennon an son agus inis ní lánach an bhearna slú.
Yeah, agus Davy Glennon ó hánig sé staachta se na bhrósa go fad agus anna órsú agus tá na fáidnach ó mar tá an lína le tusach an sin imime as an imime a Corkig.
Andy Smith túáilta go deas fachta ge Crow al nachtain. Chun cín, dianta go maith géis scrúbachan cín agus deisiúirt a hénig an stitar a gháil. Nis, buinte tras na droich an óid, scileáling ge le hán, seantar faointe, bélig amach seantar chóla ge, ach scileáling gen bharóg agus é tastáil go dóirte ó Chorcaig.
Tastáil go géirúhan son agus cá nacht an beidir sé géir ag féchan trastan a bhéine ag dó leis bud nó a bhúil sin í ród an son annig líhanna go tapig agus anna scil, bhí sé stiganna.
Iau ige sin a réisteach an trasa Gaffige Donlog a blockad to Botúnige Gaptain Chancige Hayes Hold the Wild and Gallev. Well, die midden in Donlog the Botúnach bin count.
Well, no reckon to her, you know, na Hamilton Chen vi sikkert count fada Korshis agus ni minute can to Donlog Cusack again some vi stingna fekar in stunk se for count agus blockad she's and Chen. Agus Chancig Damien Hayes agus ni you know ma who could chance Damien Hayes and Chen in the camo gave you know could just actually turn go need a Cork free ruinish.
Henna Coogan Nile Saturnala can a half to get Cork. Davy Glennon agus Niall Burke hard he mas the Dussa he Crahu Anna Khader and Jack Rachty the Winter Corkayan son Shane O'Neill William Egan put to fierce go Gashud Hagen attacked he Chan Keen and son her Gerald Halloran Dirge Chavda Choma put to Trasna he Gashud Sloan in and Cossator Shachon Park Croninish Lastig top Paddy O'Sullivan, Desher Hole, Masfelchen, come on, and Wuska, Agatasha, Skate to Machanson, James Skell.
If you do so, need a vein go bit on come on a Cortrasna, Shin bit on Kusko, Kurgan, go Tugan Froldorf, Marvishik Titum, Paddy Son, but go to pass a quarter stock and she could do Jamie Connon, Deirdre can't find good if she get, you know, a oid fanny of Jamie Cockton, like August Hashi did Dribloid, Martano Spas and Sonny Reed Fan, August on Nina Long, Coolishtig.
Niall Burke Bouta Varnilla Put to start get show agus an struck I'm sure a race to get Sullivan in his Paddy O'Sullivan Fiachan Jackie Hastig agus on it fast look Cormac Lachlan agus Cole against the Corkaig agus Lear goes on to get Bochel Chlonua.
Well, on a score and Paddy Sullivan we make an on for your son couldn't Romero Hinnock you know Richard and Lord of Dulce driving the chair, Kahunta Let's take a stage Trustna, but you're not cleverly road, but going to Robert Locker McLaughlin, on a ray, on a I'm sure, on a score, and on a Queenish Taxacunia, near the James Kelly and the Vienna for Yak, clear Binginish.
Dan Sweet, the Metachan Park at the Horkigan Art, Chahal Nacton, with Tamacho Fadla Dunlin, Nish, Koshich, Danias again, Vermoor. This is a Shin on a Machter, Fadigas, a Titum Huntaloon. Stechel Larsley, Botúnige Kenny, and this Smith for Tomna, Bekakam Mr. Hoharakarist, Tommy, Anna Fashta Immerher.
Well, Anna Fashta Immerher, agus Big Dimar, Tom Kenny, and Chinny, the dinner, Vikarkan Liro, the stopper, and she irritated of Vatal and Chinak, Suldan, and you know, a curve for Suluk in Immert Nagaliva, but Hepper Tom Kenny just a Galama.
Brian Murphy, Butnasal, the son of Barkale. David O'Larn the Park at Galchan Keen agus with Chechen Galvachar Chan Keen Targadine Winter the Borka after a crown scoration.
Yeah, Shin and Dollar score David Borkin Shin you know force Colleen Anna Kasura Sakila just to Rishi Stako Danok O'Larn the Park as Tashiana Dakar Dinamashin the stop agus Colleen Egan Galavagas eat Colleen Contosiganish.
Nish Mihala Sullivan Egan attack agus Count Butcher in the Sonic Paddy O'Sullivan, Prabna, and Slitter Toast to Hurling, a Macadili Han, agus will be there Hoharak Bout of Vanilla, and I shouldn't see County Han.
Well, Chin and Carrie Conan Nish Cork County Kiela, agus Shin and agus Clushin to communicate Clahivri and so.
Fella her Nish Taloch the Pelishtik Homa, and this Smith, Hershech and Kini Rawada Henia, agus will shed gentle reach to get. Yoga Boyalach Gavil.
Well, if you're checking for Andy Smith and Chinook, Cluer or have scored a dial and son of Chin Gawk count, a Gooplin or made and Chinook, you know, Ta Corkig, the Ta Lalina Tossig, Nagalave, give it to Mark Lorna Park, because Ta Corkig or Harrington Mark and son of you know, Ta Galav, a 5 profit, a 14 inch tackle Lorna Park, and Andy Smith because they have a pork in a mask.
Nish Facht get sweet them. Farogha, Galavo the screw there, because Ta Pulla Croyd Facht go Danlin. Hashem Ford agus Tom Kenny and Ish Cool Viedra start on goal agus Big Tom and a techt amachach Facht get Glennon agus Tom Fersa Trish Dulavaim Gamor a Deringer a Manistorlin has spawned to Stranhorn agus Ta Kali
Okay, chance again Ish on Galliv of Rura Gar Coolin Contosig.
Well, Tasson me Trastan Ishel Soch of the Lihan agus Tasha Trish Lee Rahoda Henach Tasha Devlina Ach Ni Hen Nalish fence Spiration. Sharway the Ruchel attacking Solish.
Well, on a score, on Lee Hornets and obviously free through. In chance of which you need actually Skak and Chung Chin on the Yakara Fad. Go high, I say, Kulinatra on a brewer, I guess, on a score.
Hashin sitter of Ruch, the douche for the Hadient to get Shane O'Neill. Kintuna Gorsha Lashtig, Dogs O'Neill. A dinner van a Vargas Beg again, McLaughlin, and so er fine to Rhyme Shoe, Matasha to the Schnachige. Toot fan score, Tom the Schnachige, Achnil and Crinnis again. David Burke, Trastna in the park, Geshoot. Lapid on the Nordics and Fact get Joseph Cooney. Shannon to get Burke, August Container Varga. Cool, don't get Scots on again, Niall Burke. Ronald Kadir Falishin.
Well, been score, Dirter and Son, Nakul Galore, Bulav and Talav, but on a Fassanchin, the Frapche, the Vulche, I guess Kademar cool.
Well, McDonagh Vince Goni, Korshev, a lead, Poligs in the Fantalone, Bin Countin, Scohanson, I guess Harloch, Shakabe, Willimar, and the Mickey Homa, I guess Kademar has brought to Satan like in Ivansa. Bever Carl Cartner Duce, a lead has the crow in the national. And Jeffrey Satarnaland, which it Dapu. Nish Botun again, Mordor, Facht again, Park reached. I guess been here in the day again, Niall Burke Tranona. Shadira, I guess, well, Taspantaston Skorga shoot, I guess, Ronald is starting to talk a little, Niall Burke Tranona.
Niall Burke, Harbara, Father, I guess, Peter Grev. Have Nagali and Son and Dennis Farah, Ignalav, August, Anna Congo, Conson, the Lake Nahimra, Chimera, August, Anna Scornish and Coolini, August, Coolak, August, Puckanesir, and Ulvi Brewer.
Mish Bernard Burke, Gaffalash to Cahalan, August, and Rylev, August, see the Krichnu, and
O'Hardaghas, Lyle, you made tough work over the first half, much better second.
Yeah, I suppose it took us a while to get the pitch of it. I suppose we're away from home, we're inexperienced, but we knuckled down the second half and thankfully it paid off in the end. And
a young man like you coming up and scoring 110, you're really settling into the Galway senior role.
I suppose a lot of them were frees now and other lads won them, and I suppose I took the credit for them. And just glad to come away with the win.
Okay, what about the goal? Critical goal at the end, and I suppose Damien Hayes is one that came before it. Really important, I suppose, in the story of this game.
Yeah, we really need a goal at that stage. Damien come up trumps, and I suppose Joe gave me a pass, put in space. And the first thing I thought was just let fly, and went in the net in the end anyway.
What about the preparation for this game with Anthony's involvement with Gary Castle? Has it been harder than it might be expected?
He's hugely committed. He's put in a huge effort with both. He hasn't missed an evening. He's in time every evening, and we're really trying to push on now and get more experience for the rest of the league.
Next day out against Waterford at home, you'd be hoping for another 2 league points there.
Yeah, we'll sit back. We'll refocus now for that game. It'll be a huge test. Be at home, we'll have a few supporters, and hopefully we'll come away with another win. All right,
yeah, definitely. They looked out of the game earlier on. They had a very, very slow start in this particular game. It took them a long time to find the rhythm, but in fairness to them, they kept plugging away, and when they did find the rhythm, they were very, very impressive for long periods of that second half, because it was all one-way track for long periods. Cork raced into a 1-7 to 2 points lead. I mean, that's a huge lead. They were 8 points up, and that was after 27 minutes. It took actually Galway 15 minutes to get their first score on the board, so they were a long time trying to get that first score.
Yeah, they are. As we said, we saw from the highlights there, Cork getting those scores, Galway missing chances as well as everything else.
Yeah, Galway had some really poor wides. I mean, they had 9 wides in total in the first half. Looked to be taking the wrong option in quite a number of cases. Now, whether it was a swirling breeze or whether it was the early start and maybe they were up out of bed earlier than they were normally in Galway, I'm not really sure. But there's Damien Hayes. That's totally uncharacteristic of Damien. Normally he just popped that over the bar. And as I said, numerous times, 9 times in the first half, they got simple chances and they failed to convert them. But, I guess they did finish the half strong. They outscored Cork 5 points to 2 the 8 minutes before half time. And it just meant they were hanging on to their coattails. There was only 5 points in the half time, so they were still in the game.
Oh, they were very much in the game in the second half. Then, of course, they put in a storming performance.